everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I began this channel about a year ago because I felt inspired to speak about narcissism, and especially I wanted people suffering under it to know that they aren't alone. When you are in a narcissistic relationship, you feel so alone. Nobody marries a narcissist. Nobody begins a relationship with a narcissist intentionally. You don't know. You've been conned. I mean, there's just nobody that would start a relationship with somebody knowing that this person is lying to you about everything, that they're going to destroy your life. They're even going to make their own children's lives miserable. So you marry this con artist you don't know. And then one day, reality slaps you across the face. There's this horrible day when you somehow find out about narcissism. Either you look up the symptoms or you watch some YouTube videos or whatever it is, and you recognize your partner in the symptoms and you can't believe it. It is such a shock. All of a sudden, everything they've done, it just comes flooding back to you and you are in literal agony. Now, a lot of times people get excited and hopeful, though. You think, all right, well, now that we know it can get better. This person can change and we're going to have this great life after all. It never works out that way. Narcissism is a permanent problem. You'll see where it says that 99% of narcissists don't improve and everybody wants to cling on to that 1%. Overwhelmingly, narcissists choose positive, empathic people to be in relationships with. So if you have been with or are with a narcissist, that's probably your personality. So it's natural you're going to be hopeful. You're going to think, well, I would change, so this person must change too. But in order to change, they would really have to be able to confront the things that they've done. And narcissists are shame-based individuals. They don't want to confront anything. That's what you're there for. You are going to be the scapegoat. They can put everything on you. They want to blame you. Nothing is ever a narcissist's fault. They are a victim. Now, I don't believe in having a victim mentality, because if you have a victim mentality, you don't have any control over your own life. But the reality is, if you are or were with a narcissist, you are a victim of them. They abuse their families. They abuse the people they're in relationships with. It's what they do. So you're with a narcissist, you don't even know this person. You married a con artist. You married an actor, an actress, a fake person. You really aren't in a relationship with anybody. You're in a relationship with a facade, a mask. Underneath the mask is who the narcissist really is. And those of you who have seen behind the mask know how terrifying it is. The person they pretend to be is not who they are. Who a narcissist really is are people that are living a secret life. They live a double life. They're lying to you about everything. They're probably putting your family in debt. They're probably cheating on you. They could be an alcoholic, gambler. They often have addiction problems. They're horrible people. And a lot of times people don't even think they are people. They believe that they're demonic. And I get that. I actually believe that myself. I think that they are true evil. Because if a narcissist isn't evil, I don't know who an evil person is. I know you might think, well, like a Charles Manson or someone like that. Yes, absolutely. But I think narcissists are evil as well. They destroy their families. They destroy everything in their path. When you're with a narcissist, it's almost like a hurricane comes and rips through your home, and you, your children, all your possessions, everything you think you have is in shambles around you, and you are left gasping and dying and trying to breathe, and you're so desperate for somebody to help you, and you're reaching out your arm and you're being slapped aside. Nobody understands. You feel so alone. If you tell somebody that you're with a narcissist, they won't understand. If they don't understand narcissism, it's going to sound ridiculous. They're going to, if you say, well, my husband's a narcissist, it makes it sound like this person has a vanity issue. You know, really, if only that was it. How many of us could live with our spouse thinking that they're good looking? That's not what narcissism is. Narcissism is soul destroying. Narcissism will take everything in your life and just rip it into little shreds and throw it back in your face. And then the narcissist will just go off on their merry way with not a thought, not a care, not a concern. They live like little children with no responsibilities. You are left holding everything, trying to hold yourself together, trying to take care of your children, trying to survive what has happened to you. And the narcissist is not going to care one bit. And in fact, the narcissist is going to think that you should stay with them because for what their delusional mind thinks that they're a good person, that you should just accept them for who they are. Now, currently, right now, I am in the process, I'm about to divorce my ex. So far, when I've spoken on my channel, I've used my real life experiences, but I've spoken about things kind of in the past or things in a general way. Beginning with today's video, I'm going to bring you into my life in real time. I'm preparing to divorce my ex and start a new chapter in my life, and I am absolutely terrified. I'm not afraid about divorcing my ex. In fact, I can't wait to be divorced from him. But I'm afraid about all the things that I have to do and what the personal cost is going to be to myself and my children. I know I'm not alone in feeling this way, but I'm going to take you all along for the ride for several reasons, and I hope that's okay. I just want to say, you guys have been so fantastic to me. I've gotten so many wonderful emails from people. I've gotten so much support. I've made friends through this channel, things I never expected to happen at all. And there's this fear people have about divorcing a narcissist because you always hear these horror stories, how terrible the narcissist is. So on this channel, I'm going to tell you in real time what's happening with me, how it really is to divorce a narcissist, things that are really happening, things that he's doing, things that my lawyer suggests, things that I am going to do, things that I have done, things that maybe I shouldn't have done, or things I suggest that you do. You can learn from my mistakes and learn from the things that I have done that are good. I want to help people with my channel. I want to give back with my channel. I want people to understand that really and truly they aren't alone, and that we, all of us who have been in relationships with narcissists, can survive it, can move on, we can thrive, we can be the people that we were always meant to be. Just because we were with a narcissist doesn't mean that we have to always be the victim of a narcissist. We can thrive. We can have the life of our dreams. I really believe that. But it's a process to get there. So I'm hoping you can stand with me as I go through the process to get to the other side. I also want to encourage people, and I want to hold myself accountable. If I tell you things that I'm going to do, things that I have to do, and then I don't do that, I'm going to be embarrassed. So I'll be more likely to do the things I have to do. So I really hope that that's all right with all of you. And I'm also going to be introducing my boyfriend onto the channel. He's going to be making regular appearances. We can tell you more about this when we do our first video together, but he's actually a subscriber to the channel. That's how we met. Some of you may know him from a video I made about 2 weeks ago entitled Saving Hearts Interviews a Subscriber. He's also a survivor of narcissistic abuse, and that's why he's going to be part of the channel. He's going to be able to talk to you about narcissistic abuse from a male perspective. You guys are really going to like him. He's a great, great guy, and he has a lot to add. He's going to have a lot to add to the channel. So you're going to meet Joe soon. When I make these videos, I always obviously speak about things from a female perspective, but I think you will benefit, especially the males who watch this channel, from hearing about it from a male's perspective. Because females, actually just yesterday, I was going back and forth with a subscriber about this. So if this is you, you know who I am, you know who I'm talking about. When men are abused by narcissists, they don't have the support that women get. And I understand that. I really do. Because I know that there's a lot of benefits that females get over males when it comes to domestic abuse and things like that. I had to call the cops several times on my ex to come to the house, and they always took my side. And I don't know if it's because I truly called them for legitimate reasons and was real with everything that I said, or if it's because they saw the size difference between us and automatically took my side. My ex is a big man. He probably weighs about 260. He's gained a ton of weight since we separated. I don't know how much he weighs. He used to weigh 250. He weighs 270. He's gained a lot of weight. I'm particularly small. I don't know exactly what I weigh, but I'm in the 100, 105. I'm in that range. So I'm pretty small. He's big. So when you see us together, he could beat me easily. So the cops come in and they see the situation. I can't imagine in any circumstance they would take his side, even if I was really abusing him. I mean, it would be ridiculous. But there are cases where women abuse men. Women lie about men. They'll say things happened that didn't, and the police will take the woman's side. This happened to my boyfriend. Joe can tell you about this. This happened to this person I was talking to yesterday. These things really happen. I'm not naive. Women, just like men, can be manipulative. They can lie. And when you're talking about a narcissist, they don't have any scruples. They don't have any morality. They'll do or say whatever they want to do and say, and they're not going to feel guilty about it. You know, my own ex lied to me about the police. He hurt himself in front of witnesses, in front of our children. He did this. So I saw this. Our two children saw him bang his own head against the wall, and he blamed me. I mean, he just said it. It wasn't true. What if the police had believed him? I would have been carted off to jail, and he wouldn't have batted an eyelash. He would have slept just fine that night. So I can really see a situation, and I know this is real, where a woman could do what my ex did, bang her own head on the wall, be bloody and bleeding, blame her ex, then maybe there's no witnesses. She's not doing it in front of the children. And the police, I'm sure, are going to believe her. So many men suffer. So we're going to be talking about that on the channel as well. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to just give you a little rundown on what's happening right now and some of the things that I'm going to be talking about in the future as the channel progresses. So I'm going to be divorcing my ex. He doesn't know this. He doesn't know that I'm doing this yet. He is under the impression on his own. Just so you know, I've never led him on. I've never told him that I want to be back together with him. I've never encouraged him. This is 100% his own insanity. He believes that at any time, it could be today, that I'm going to tell him, please come home. He hasn't done anything to change. He hasn't done anything to try to make me want him to come home. The reality is, at this point, it's way too late. But that wasn't always the case. But he believes that we are going to get back together. So because of that, he helps me financially. Now, of course, he has the obligation. He does have children with me. He does need to pay money for them. But he does voluntarily give me money every 2 weeks. We're not even legally separated. However, it's a huge stress to do this because I have to basically be super nice to him and ask him for this money. He doesn't do it voluntarily. He doesn't do this because he wants to help his kids. He wants me to have to ask him every 2 weeks. Now, throughout my marriage, I was a stay-at-home mother. I was a stay-at-home wife. I homeschooled my kids. I was doing the whole domestic thing. He told me that's what he wanted, and that is what I wanted. I found out later he told me this because that's what narcissists do. They just tell you what you want to hear. He was like, all right, whatever. But he was charging up credit cards. He has tremendous credit card debt. He has left me and my kids basically penniless. So I can't afford to live in the home that we live in. We have a really high mortgage. I live in a nice big house. My mortgage is $3,200 a month. I can not afford this mortgage. I can't afford it on my own at all. Even with the money he gives me, he gives me barely enough to scrape by. I went back to work to help pay some of the bills. I've sold stuff on eBay. I'm not in a good financial situation. My kids don't know this yet. When I start over, I'm going to have to start over like a whole new life. I'm going to have to work full time. It's going to be a whole new life. And it's scary. And it's not that I'm afraid to work, but I'm afraid what it's going to do to my kids because I homeschool my kids. And my son especially has had a very difficult time with this whole thing. Not that he's particularly close with his father. He never was. But I think that he witnessed his father being pulled out of the house with the police. He witnessed his father abuse himself and blame me. He was interviewed by Child Protective Services. My daughter, too, she has PTSD. She told me because she was actually, the two of us, I don't know how my son slept through this. We were woken up by the police in the middle of the night because my ex was up the street with a loaded gun, passed out drunk. So the police came to my door, woke us up in the middle of the night. To this day, if my daughter sees flashing lights, she gets panic attacks. these are real things that have happened to my family, to my children. So when they need me the most, I'm going to have to be out of the house. It's scary. And I also have a house full of animals. I breed animals as a little part-time thing as well. So I have a bunch of animals. I have chickens in my backyard. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm terrified. I'm terrified. It keeps me up at night. I'm traumatized even thinking about this. My ex could care less. He doesn't care. And I know this is the same thing for so many of you. I know I was a good wife. I know I was. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter. You could be the perfect person, but you're with a narcissist. They're not a good person. They don't feel any responsibility to you. I feel responsible for my children. My ex does not. He literally has not seen his children for 14 months. And when I brought this to his attention, his reaction was, well, there's nothing I can do about that. Screw them. They don't want to see me. That's how he feels. But he somehow in his delusional mind believes that I'm going to take him back. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm going to wait another 4 to 6 weeks until I serve him with papers. The reason for this is because I have my big house full of stuff. I want to try to organize and get rid of as much stuff as possible in that time, because once he finds out that I'm going to divorce him, he's going to cut me off. Now, my lawyer did say that I could have an emergency court hearing to get him to be forced to pay me money, but I don't know. I don't know how much the court is going to tell him to pay. I don't know. I'm afraid my house is going to go into foreclosure. I can't imagine that it's not. That terrifies me. So I need this time right now to get as much stuff done as possible. So at the same time, as I'm going through this, I'm going to be talking to you guys about this. I'm going to be telling you what's going on. So please, if you have any advice, any words of wisdom, please share them. Please tell me, because I am all ears. This is going to be the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. Telling my children we have to move, I'm afraid of this. I don't think my son's going to take it well. I don't think either of my kids are going to take it well. But my son has really suffered. He's depressed. He's in his room a lot. That always freaks me out. I'm always trying to talk to him. I'm trying to guide him. I'm trying to be there for him. I'm trying to get males in his life. You know, my boyfriend's fantastic. He's looking forward to having a relationship with my son. But even that, you know what I mean? Now all of a sudden mom's dating somebody. It's a lot. It's a lot for a kid. He's 15. He just turned 15. I'm worried. I'm scared. And I'm going to bring you guys all along because I want you to watch me get through it. It will keep me motivated, and it will keep me, you know, I'll have to be dedicated to this. I can't tell you I'm going to do these things and then not do any of them. So I hope it's all right with you. I hope you guys are okay with kind of where I'm moving the channel, and I hope you're excited to meet Joe. Like I said, you're really going to like him. He's fantastic. And I guess that's where I am for now. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know your thoughts on this. And like I said, any advice, comments, I really am all ears. And as the channel progresses, I will be telling you what I'm doing. You know, right now, my kids are at work camp this week. They're helping people build decks right now. They're so kind and wonderful. They're at this thing called Work Camp New England, and they're helping people today. They're building decks and all that, and they're excited about that, and they raise the money to do this. That's why I'm waiting until next week to tell them, because I don't want to crush them when they're being so generous and kind and excited doing this with their friends. So let me know anything you think I should do. I really, really would appreciate the advice. So right now, this week, I'm working the next 2 days. It's Wednesday. I make my videos same day that I release them because I cannot seem to get ahead. I'm always trying to get ahead, but I'm working the next couple of days. But today, the rest of the day, I'm going to be cleaning up my house. I have a few errands to do, but I'm trying to get everything organized. I do work at a consignment gallery, which is a huge benefit to me because I can bring a lot of stuff at my house to work and sell it. I'm trying to make some money that way, which will definitely help me. I'm going to get some stuff on eBay. Trying to raise money because my ex really left me decimated, and I'm afraid how I'm even going to pay for movers to get stuff out of my house. So that's it for today. I appreciate everybody watching the channel. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love, truly. For those of you who have sent me emails and in the comments, I know I'm a little bit behind. I'm hoping to catch up over the next couple of days. I really do care about you all, and I really appreciate when you take the time to comment or email me. So I will get back to everybody. I have not trying to get away from that. And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. And I will see you in the next video on Friday. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. God bless.